Welcome back to a pretty by-the-numbers Super Mario Kart Limited First Edition. Patch version B, if you're so inclined to figure out what version this is. That's kind of important, but not really. I mean, there is an older version out there, but you can't get it from ROMhack.net. You'd have to go to a... What is this? Is like this Japanese repository thing? And it's not the only one. There's some other ones from other creators. At least a handful. Which are hard to get through because you can't just crowd around it, otherwise there'll be like... It's a limit to a number of users that can get this stuff. Plus, I don't know how much Japan appreciates Americans using their exclusive... I don't know. Either way, out from the random street market of Japan, Super Mario Kart mods. Yeah. In fact, I imagine I have some Japanese followers just because I'm doing some purely Japanese mods. That makes sense, but they'd have to... Of course they'd know, oh yeah, this is a, you know... This is a, I forgot what the word is. But I'm just an American playing Japanese. I think it started with a G. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're having fun watching some Mario Kart. This track is incredible. Look at this. You're so worried about the tracks being boring, then you come to this one. Even though it looks like a square, we got multiple paths. The middle one having the items. The left path seemed to have coins and speed ups, and the right path supposedly better if you're on the inside and probably trying to dodge the AI, but the AI seems to take a few of these paths and is having trouble just figuring out where to steer because of the pathways, especially when it hits the wall. I don't know what's happening to the lower AIs. You'd think maybe the rubber banding would affect them too much. I'm not sure. Great start to the Flower Cup. Incredible. This is what I want to see in a Mario Kart mod. This crap and that first Koopa Beach track. This is what I want to see. Some ridiculous stupidity, even if the graphics and the music and whatever else doesn't change. If I get stuff like this, oh, that makes up for it, doesn't it? What's next on our tour? It's Bowser's Castle. This is probably the easiest drag ever. Although, in order to make the most out of it, I'm going to take the first lap judging the turns. And then by then, I'll have figured out how to turn. I mean, really turn. You'll see. Oh yeah, you can imagine having leaves would seriously break this track. I'm not even sure how much you could get away with it if you could just hop back in circles as long as you got the leaves. The feathers. Right? Alright, watch this turning nonsense. There we go. I got it all worked out. Look at that. Not even touching the banana peel. Banana peels are no match for the Mario. This pleases the Mario. You must not anger the Mario. That's Picard. No, the Mario. Do not anger the Mario. In your Bronze Era planet, do not anger. The Mario is displeased with your offerings. This is your Bowser Castle, Mario says. I think you need to go back and redesign. Look how fast this is. Super fast. Yeah. Ain't got no chance against my Mario pants. Oh yeah, I can imagine it's really crazy 150cc because everyone's going like the speed of sound. Yep, not really all that eventful, this one. I'm not even sure if we had the did we have thwomps here too? I don't know. I know the other ones do. This one didn't. That's okay though. It's the first Bowser Castle. It doesn't have to have thwomps if it doesn't want to. But even the first one in the original had that. But I guess if you want to take it out, this first one, it's okay. Also on this SMK limited site, you could actually see the a lot of these what these track like previews are, and for the README files, it gives out like difficulty ratings relative to the track. So I guess I could show up that stuff. I mean, it's somewhere. It's in a text file. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. This is Vanilla Lake. Alright, we have some differences here. Besides the pipes, I don't mean that. I mean, you're going to have to be mindful of wherever the ice blocks are pasted and see how the AI goes through it. Because if they get around it and there's like there's blocks remaining, you got to figure out how they did it. Or just break the blocks in the first lap so you can forge a path for yourself later. Like with any track. Like with any Vanilla Lake track. Forge a path for the blocks, in lap 1. As soon as possible. What was the other thing? Oh, I don't remember. It had nothing to do with Vanilla Lake. It was just this game in general. I think it had to do with... Oh, right. So, about that website dude has, or rather, when you're downloading README files that are in Japanese. I don't know what's going on with my browser or whatever, but, you know, at first, when I was looking through stuff like that, it was all a bunch of garbled Unicode. But I guess I have the Japanese Unicode installed, because now it comes out perfectly, which is great for my translating purposes, but some of the text files I was downloading didn't do that by default. Now some of them do. Or they don't. I don't really know what variable triggers this. Some useful anecdotes. So yeah, there's another repository of Super Mario World hacks in the same vein as this one, even though it's a different guy. His name is Sig. And Sig has a Twitter account, by the way, if you're curious. But yeah, Sig has a bunch of Super Mario World hacks that might seem a little samey, but they all have their own vibe. Even though you can't actually access all of them, and a lot of them are remakes and collections and stuff, so I'm not sure I want to approach that again just yet. I'll think about it. Only on... That's probably another set that would probably be on request, because there's... What's going on with the graphics? There's more Super Sig Worlds than they're all Call of Duty games, and that's saying something. Yeah, I just kept this going, because for some reason, in the Ghost Valley tracks, it's not rendering the cards in the preview at the back. This doesn't affect gameplay, really, since I can tell who it is, considering there's only so many characters. But yeah, I don't know if this was intended, a bug, or just something that happens even in the original Japanese. I don't really know. It doesn't affect my gameplay whatsoever, thankfully. If it did, if there's any gameplay glitches, yeah, then we have an issue. So far, it's just weird. If it was happening on the top screen, I probably would have immediately stopped and not even giving this recording, so that's my view. Also, it's kind of flashing back to existence while back there anyway. Kind of looks like the Super Smash Bros. Symbol being put on them forcibly, which is good, because I guess all of them are clear in Smash Bros. In some form or another. Where was my Koopa Troopa character, or Toad? That never happened. There's certainly not a Donkey Kong Jr., necessarily. Yeah, it's weird seeing, like, Donkey Kong Jr. show up and, you know, as late as Mario Tennis when Diddy Kong was already a thing, due to, I guess, some Nintendo/Rare agreements, where you can just slap Donkey Kong in because it's like, licensed out by Rare. It's like, this is Donkey Kong, this is Nintendo's, what are you talking about? No, it's Rare modeling. Wouldn't that just be Silicon Graphics? It'd be like, I don't know. It's their interpretation, I guess. Not really sure. It's something that I would probably mention again when we get to Mario Kart 64, because they used actual Donkey Kong, and it says something about that by Rare, and I don't quite know why. Next up, it's Choco Mountain again. Sure. Not too crazy. I see big feather shortcut potential, though, right at the start. You really should just pray for a feather, because a lot of it's going to come into luck. Another thing that can be modded in here that you're not going to notice immediately, if it has been done, is the item probability values. As in, what is the probability of an item being selected for you? This is not just based on the initial numbers given, or so to speak, or rather, you can set different values not just for the items, but according to... There's different ones depending on which lap you're on and which position you're in. And you can set all the values for that individually for each item. So you could have a lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4, lap 5 value for one item's probability. And also one for position, right? And then seeing how that combines, I guess? I have to double look, but it's a certain set, I believe, like the first few laps and last few laps, and combined with position, so that kind of adds a number of values. Needless to say, you're not going to be seeing stuff like a lightning and star a lot if I keep going like this. And you certainly won't see a ghost, because that's only in match mode or something. But yeah, lightning's not going to show up a lot. I don't even think the AI gets the lightning. They do it in Mario Kart 64, so be thankful it doesn't happen here. Because I can screw you over. Especially if I hit a mushroom, it's like, well, I'm doomed. I think what's especially funny, I didn't mention this before in the original, but if you get hit with lightning, and then you touch one of Peach's or Toad's mushrooms, you'll grow big. I don't know if this is permanent, if they'll put you back into small afterwards, after the lightning effect has gone off, and then you go back to being big. But it is a weird counterpoint to how that function works. I don't know. I'll have to, like, try that some more if that ever comes up. Assuming anyone else ever gets lightning. But that can happen to you. I guess you could test it if you had two people. Essentially. Can't do more than that. What is that onesie Donkey Kong Jr. is wearing anyway? Because it looks like a V. Like, I thought maybe it'd be like a big J. And it's not. Also, what is Donkey Kong Jr.'s size even supposed to be anyway? And did someone escape with those apes? Find out next time in Japan. Glorious Nippon. Kart.